Hey everybody! Welcome to BNI Now, which is the only TV show that is for BNI. It's super awesome, man. You can tune in a couple different places. Channel 21.10 in the all areas of Houston, 27.10 in Beaumont area. Beaumont, that was awesome. NowMedia.tv for online. YouTube, NowMedia YouTube.com/NowMedia TV 21. And then Roku TV, just look for Now Media. You can also follow all of our social media accounts, Facebook.com/NowMedia TV, Instagram.com, and Twitter.com, all /NowMedia TV. So we got a couple things going on in BNI. BNI is doing a really awesome initiative right now. They're giving away memberships for non-profit organizations for a year. That's bananas. That's great. The amount of value that all these guys can get from a membership, from referrals, from get more access to volunteers. It's a really great thing. You can check out BNI BNI.com, I do believe. And right over there you can see BNI Core. We've got 10,000 chapters. These are the stats to roll through. 275,000 members, 11.5 million member referrals in the last 12 months. What? It's awesome. And $16.3 billion in closed member business in the past 12 months. So you might ask yourself, why join BNI if that wasn't enough for you? I mean, man, there's some amazing people in BNI. Speaking of amazing people in BNI, I have one of them with me today. His name is Al. He's with Fair Coffee, and man, this guy is so rad. I gotta introduce you guys to these guys. Al, take it away, man. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hey, thanks. Al Cisney with Fair Coffee. We're a family-owned and family-grown coffee. We have farms in Nicaragua. My family's been in Nicaragua for 5 generations. We started growing coffee in 1912, and our roaster's located in Maine, Texas, right outside of Austin, and we're available. Our coffee's available just about everywhere in the Hill Country area, and now it's expanding into the Houston market. So,
wow.
Yeah, single source coffee.
Single source. That's some stuff right there. So, okay, so refresh me on single source. So apparently there's single source and there's blended coffee. Is that right?
Right. Blended coffee. Typically, a lot of the coffee in the world is blended because nobody can grow the amount to supply to major chains. We don't have that. We, like 93% of our coffee is our coffee. We have a couple of blends that we use quality coffee from a couple of places over the world to enhance our coffee, but not to blend it, not to cheapen it. So you get the richness, you get the creme of the coffee, where where it really touches your taste buds. It's not just the caffeine, but it's taste. And really good coffee should be as close to single source as possible. So.
Wow, that's cool. I did not know that about coffee before, man.
Yeah.
That is awesome. So so for all of our viewers watching and everything, Fair Coffee. So what would make Fair Coffee different from everybody else aside from just the single sourcing?
The single source. We also, besides being single source, 100% of the profits from Fair Coffee benefit the Fair Foundation. You can check us out, fairfoundation.org. We have a medical foundation clinic in Nicaragua. We also offer dental services, but we mainly focus on cervical cancer prevention and early detection. That was the #1 killer of women about 10 years ago, and hopefully through our foundation we have made a huge change for that. And we offer those services free. Some people offer to pay, and we'll accept the pay, but the services are free. Not only that, but we also support a orphanage, retirement community, and we give about 250 families their monthly food supply. So we live giver's gain every day. I like to say that. When I've heard about that aspect of BNI, that's what attracted me to BNI. So.
Wow, what a perfect match for the view and the vision of everything is just phenomenal. I love it, man.
Yeah,
that's so cool. So tell us a little bit more about this Sparrow Foundation. So is it just for the clinic, or does it touch other aspects of things?
Well, it's free to the community. It's we live in Matagalpa, Nicaragua. You know, it's in the highlands of Nicaragua, up in the mountains. The medical, you know, the government medical system was lacking, and my brother-in-law and sister decided to you know, be able to give back the, you know, the start of the coffee and set up the Fair Coffee to give, you know, all the profits to the foundation. Like I said, it's mainly medical. Like I said, but you know, we do other aspects. Like I said, it's mainly early detection of cervical cancer. It's breast cancer and all that. But because the way it's set up, we partner with national and multinational, international, I'm sorry, groups that are able to use our facilities. We have the, you know, pretty much the latest and greatest equipment. We just don't have the staff to be able to do mass amounts of. So not during this COVID time, we haven't been able to, but before and starting now, we have teams of doctors that come once a month, use our facilities, and whatever procedure they do, clip pallets, you know, varicose vein. We do that several times a year, where we do a lot of varicose vein procedures, and we're able to change a lot of lives that way.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. So you mentioned just COVID just a minute ago. So how COVID in general, how did it impact your business, or did it?
It did. Our coffees, like I said, it's sold in the Hill Country just about everywhere, but you know, Whole Foods, Central Market, H-E-B, Costco, Sprouts, online at Amazon.com, and our website, farrahcoffee.com. What happened? A lot of people stay home and, you know, working from home, especially, so they bought coffee at the store and, you know, drink coffee all day long while they're working. So sales have, you know, have increased because of COVID in that aspect. We also sell our coffee to coffee services, you know. So on that end of the sales have gone down a little bit, you know, with Bni's and all that. We also, another thing we do is we do a lot of private label, where we do, you know, your packaging, your bag and all that, but we do all the labor. You know, we use our coffee in your bag and all that. So we have a couple of national chains, smaller independents, and we also do private labels, small run private labels for, especially for BNI members that want to give a gift, you know, good coffee. But so we're able to do, you know, a bag with their logo, their brand and all that.
Oh,
so
wow.
we do that quite a bit. So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. And what a great idea for just to give the gift of caffeine or coffee, or just to give the gift of awakeness, you know,
Right.
to some of your clients, and say, hey man, this is, you know, check this out. I've got this cool bag. It's got my logo on it. You keep it here, and it's, man, that was such a great idea.
Yeah, it is. You know, like I said, most of the time I'm in sales, obviously. When I sell the foundation, well, not sell the foundation. I tell the foundation the coffee sells itself. And once you drink, like I said, whether it's ours or anybody else's single source coffee, it's really hard to drink a blend that, you know, that's masking things. You know, I gotta tell everybody, good coffee, you shouldn't have to put, you know, sugars or sweeteners or anything like that, because really good coffee, you're drinking it because it tastes really good. So
For sure.
yeah, so that's
For sure.
that's what we do.
So I know some of the viewers might be thinking this right now is, this is awesome. How does, I mean, and the fact that this is actually going towards an organization, a foundation, that alone in itself is an absolutely awesome reason to try Farrah Coffee. But you know, we've got those Starbucks individuals that, you know, live and breathe in Starbucks. So for those guys, what would be the comparison, or is there no comparison?
Oh, I don't think so. I can't drink. If it's not our coffee, I would just rather not drink it, because it just doesn't taste the same. Plus,
That's
like
awesome.
I said, we have no middleman. We plant the plants, we do the harvesting, you know, we do all the milling there in Nicaragua. We ship it here. You know, we have our own production facility. We roast it, we package it, deliver it.
Man.
So we have no middle profit centers. So, you know, our coffee, even though it's high quality coffee, is very affordable.
Yeah.
You know, very low price for the quality of coffee you get. So.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, and like
That's
I said,
awesome.
and it benefits a great amount of people. So
Most definitely, and it addresses that concept I've seen in a lot of restaurants and organizations, is you know, that full farm to table aspect. So it's really cool that this kind of addresses that, and I think that's really neat too.
yeah, that's what I tell people. You know, nobody else touched our coffee. You know, we control it 100% of the time. So there's no blending. You know, like I said, we do a couple of our signature, especially our signature. We use a little bit of Sumatra to enhance the flavor, but not to make it different from our other blends, but not to cheapen it or not to bulk it up or anything like that.
Wow.
So yeah, and
So
we
cool.
were talking about with BNI. I've only been a BNI member a member of Westside Business Partner here in Katy. I've only been a member for almost a year now, and it's been a tremendous asset to me. I've gotten to know some great people and some great partners, especially our business group. We really help each other. We strive to grow each other's businesses. So BNI has been a tremendous aspect of our growth here in the Houston area. So
That is awesome. That is awesome. So if anybody wanted to visit your chapter, how would they go about doing that?
We meet on right now on Zoom. We're available. We meet on Thursday mornings at 7:15. Actually, a lot of us get in our meeting at 6:45, and for like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Or we banter back and forth. Because we enjoy each other's company so much. Since we're not doing the face-to-face at a venue. It's hard. And that's one way. So there's a majority of our group gets there really early, even though our meeting doesn't start till 7:30 on Thursdays. We're there 45 minutes early, just help, just having a good time.
That's so cool.
And just about everybody else got their fair coffee,
Yeah.
that early in the morning.
I bet they do. That is great.
Yeah.
Speaking of, how can individuals get in contact with you to find Farrah Coffee, to purchase Farrah Coffee? You said on Amazon, everything like that. Do you guys have a website or anything like that too?
Farrahcoffee.com. You can order straight from our website. We actually, any order over $30, it's free shipping. So, some great way to get our coffee. Like I said, several of our chapter members order like 5 pounds at a time. We have 5-pound bags, and several of our members that I can see that I can go behind and see how much they're ordering. So I can give them their credit on the Palms report. Since we're helping each other grow and report those sales. So.
Absolutely. That's so cool, man.
Yeah.
Man, Givers Gain, BNI, Farrah Coffee, coffee that gives back. That's just amazing. They've got their motto, going beyond the buzz, which is so cool. And we've actually seen how that's very evident right now with everything you've been talking about. And Al, I just can't thank you enough for coming on the show and just showing us your awesome personality and sharing this amazing coffee with us. That is just so neat, man.
Thank you. Like I said, I brought some samples, so make sure we get some. I usually don't drink coffee after 12 o'clock because I drink coffee all morning. But yeah, thanks. Like I said, once you try our coffee, it's good. I'll make it really difficult to drink anything else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely. I'm looking forward to it, man. And all you guys should definitely try it out too. You said it's farrahcoffee.com, right?
Farrahcoffee.com, yeah. Or if you want, I would like everybody, especially BNI members, to check out farrahfoundation.org. And from there you can go to the and see how we how we live Givers Gain every day.
That is awesome, man. That is so cool. All right. Well, there you have it, guys. That's Al. We're going to head straight to a commercial break. We're going to come back with another guest, and stay tuned because it's going to be awesome.
COVID-19 transformed the way we do business. Now more than ever, fast lead generation and customer retention will determine if a business survives or not. The NowMedia Video Business Card is designed to be sent using your smartphone. It's the next generation business card that will open the door for you while keeping social distancing. The NowMedia Video Business Card is affordable for anyone from startups to multinational companies and is already being used by hundreds of businesses. Stay open, stay in business. Call us today.
If you are a real estate agent and are looking for a reliable cleaning company to keep your houses for sale or rental properties impeccable, Sierra Cleaning Services is your solution. With more than 15 years of experience, Sierra Cleaning Services has been the company of reference for real estate agents in the areas of Houston, Katy, Cinco Ranch, Cypress, and the Woodlands. Sierra cleaning services include residential, commercial, and office cleaning, window and debris removal during all phases of construction projects, and cleaning homes and offices before and after the tenants move out. Contact Alfredo Sierra at 913-439-8157 today and let Sierra Cleaning Services be your partner in your cleaning project.
Graphic design, banners, brochures, business cards, posters, any printing you need for your company's branding, Priority Printing SS is your solution. With more than 30 years of experience, Priority Printing SS has been the preferred solution for hundreds of companies for any printed materials. At Priority Printing SS, they believe in listening to you, bringing you creative ideas to effective results. Your printed materials talk about your company. Make sure they open the door for you. Trust your printed materials to the experts. Call Priority Printing SS at 713-575-9800 and let Priority Printing SS handle with ease all your printing needs.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Thank you so much for hanging around and sticking around doing the thing, right? So we have Ed. Ed is awesome. He has an amazing company and an amazing book, and I can't wait to hear more about him. So Ed, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Ed Kampf. I started my company 6 years ago with the intention of creating healthy environments. And as most business owners will tell you, where they end up isn't necessarily where they thought they were going.
Right.
So right now I'm creating healthy homes, healthy apartments. In the age of COVID, it's even more important now to understand the health of your environment. So
100%. That's amazing. So what is, so the name of your company is?
Hygienitech Solutions.
Perfect. Perfect. And what primarily do you focus on in Hygienitech? Well, yes, your company.
Well, first of all, if you want to start a company, name it something people can spell.
Yes.
I admit I have to cheat a couple of times. Hygienitech Solutions. The idea was to start a company going into toxic environments with non-toxic solutions.
That's cool.
So my focus was hotel rooms. You're paying a lot of money for a hotel room, but they tell you don't touch the comforter, don't touch the remote, don't touch the glass,
Yeah.
don't touch anything.
Right.
It's like, wait a second. But it all originated when my daughter stayed at a expensive hotel on a religious retreat, and when I picked her up after her weekend, she was sick. And the pediatrician told me, well, she was in a toxic environment. She had a rash on the exposed parts of her body. So I was in banking before, boring banking, for 20 years, and that kind of led me on a path of, well, I want to learn about what's caused that rash and for my own purpose, because I'm an allergy sufferer. So what I found out was, you can be an advocate and cure yourself. You don't need the prescriptions that you find in the stores, pharmacists. But one of the interesting things is when I started my company, I started contacting allergists and discovered they wanted nothing to do with me. So that kind of told me I was on the right path.
That's awesome, man.
So, and then last year, a week after the rodeo was canceled, I was contacted by the president of, let's see, I won't say the name of the company, but it kind of rhymes with Curve Joe.
Okay.
They were getting they were getting calls to disinfect environments, and they knew nothing about disinfecting. So I put together a protocol for them.
Oh, that's cool.
And then in putting together the protocol, I saw I had a lot of information that I gathered when I got into my profession. There were books titled "Your Home is Making You Sick." Is your home making you sick? your home is killing you, but nothing was out there regarding a how-to create a healthy home. So I put together my information. I put together a real simple 8-step process of creating a healthy home, so people don't need a company like mine to come in. I talk about mold, I talk about flooded homes, I talk about carcinogens and plug-in deodorizers and paint and things that people can do to improve the health in their own home.
Wow, that is amazing, and what a journey. What a journey.
Yeah, the majority of what I do right now is odor removal. You know, everything's about sight and smell. When you walk into whether it's a restaurant or hotel room or a home, you know, especially homes that are on the market. If a home has belonged to a smoker for a number of years, people are not going to take a second step in. But cats, curry, tobacco, that's pretty much the majority of what I'm doing right now in homes. And mold, I have to add. So it's been interesting, and it's been very rewarding helping people.
That is so cool. Yeah, I mean, you just can't get enough of that. When you have a client and they're just so happy, and that just knowing you've made that positive change, and that's phenomenal. It really is.
Yeah, I get calls from parents who have children with respiratory issues, and they don't understand why their child's suffering from these chronic illnesses, and all roads lead to mold, and no house would pass a mold test. You know, where you have someone taking a hot shower and you have the cool air hitting warm air and condensation, you're going to have mold. Is it dangerous? Is it deadly? No, but in some cases, if it's ignored, it's just going to get worse and worse. So that the runny nose, the constant allergies that you have, there are a couple of sources that we can resolve. But the main thing is, you know, just reconditioning the air that's in a house that you're ingesting. The EPA came out with a term about 8 years ago called toxic home syndrome, claiming 6 out of every 10 homes were toxic to the residents' health.
Wow. So it goes beyond just changing the air filter in your house, right?
Absolutely. You know, I had a client who contacted me. She didn't have a problem in her home, but she was changing her air filters every 10 days. They were black. I visited her home. The air seemed kind of heavy. It was a 50-year-old home. There was just a lot of things in that home going on, and I did my process for about 3 hours, and she's now replacing her air filters every 2 months. But
wow.
Yeah, if the air filters are black, I mean, you can imagine what it's doing to your lungs.
That's a really wise point. I never thought about that. That's a really, really wise point. That's awesome, man. So individuals, like, how would they get in contact with you?
Well, hygienitechsolutions.com, or my cell phone is 713-298-1449. I'm accessible 24/7 by the cell phone. My email is ed@hygienitechsolutions.com. I'm on Facebook, Instagram. I'm out there.
Oh, that's awesome, man. That is so cool. Wow. And so your inspiration for this book is it's purely amazing. It really is. So tell me a little bit more about that. Like, when you were writing the book, was it just getting your thoughts in order and just putting all your outlines in order, or was it a little bit more that went into it?
You know, the hardest part of writing a book is editing the book. And, you know, very few people read these days. I mean, look at the bookstores. They're closing by the numbers. But my goal was to keep it concise. Not the other books that were written 300, 400 pages, they talked about problems, but they didn't talk about solutions. And there's no reason why you need to read more than 1.5 pages about mold unless you're getting mold certified. You know, out of the tens of thousands of different strains of mold, there's only 5 that are prevalent in Houston and in Texas. So when I talk about dust mites, I talk about bed bugs, I talk about disinfectants, properly using disinfectants, the difference between decontamination and disinfecting. A lot of companies have opened saying they're disinfecting companies, and there's a reason they use the term disinfecting as opposed to decontamination. I talk about hand sanitizers, just things that people are using in this, you know, new COVID environment. But the issue was just keeping all the technical stuff out and keeping it kind of easy to read, easy to flow. This book, you know, from cover to cover, if you got an hour, that's how long it'll take you.
Okay.
So I didn't want to, you know, it wasn't I wasn't looking for quantity, I was looking for quality in putting this book together. I had a lot of my sources from the chemical world sending me all this data. It's like, I don't want to use that data. You know, I want to keep it simple and smart and quick. And, you know, my solutions to keeping a healthy home are very simple. Keep the home orderly, you know, vacuum, you know, change your air filters. I mean, it's not anything out of the ordinary that you can't do on your own.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. And what is your thought about the auto, like the Roombas and the auto vacuums and stuff like that?
Oh, they're fine.
Yeah.
You know, as opposed to not doing anything. I mean, I go to homes where they want me to sanitize it, and it's like they're hoarders. But no, you know, those are great. You know, any attempt to clean a house or make a bed, I'm all for. But the biggest thing in a house, you know, if you've had a house. There's mold in bathrooms. I was in a house this morning, coincidentally, where they had a ceiling fan in the bathroom, and I thought, that's beautiful. Because when you take a shower, you know, and that humidity just kind of exists. And in a lot of the homes that they're building, a lot of these homes, they're building them so tight that there's dead air.
Yeah.
And where you have dead air, that's where you have issues with dust and dust mites and mold. There's one apartment management company that I service their apartments, and they have, I get calls every week for mold in these apartments, and it's always in a closet. There's no air movement in that closet. Someone throws their tennis shoes in after jogging, and they're all sweaty and wet. You close that door, and you've got a confined dead air spot where you're going to have mold, and that's usually what happens. So, it's a simple solution: create some type of air ventilation in that closet. Keep the door open.
Yeah.
don't shut it. It's as simple as that. But anyway, you know, I'm always looking for the path of least resistance when I'm talking to someone about creating a healthy home.
100%. And that's a great tip on the fan too, man. I tell you what. Myself, I've got triplets. I have 3 little girls.
Wow.
And their bathroom is, you know, it's kind of a closer quarters kind of thing. And I tell you, just 3 showers just immediately following after each other.
You got a sauna.
Yeah. It's like opening. You practically see steam coming out.
You feel the pores open when you walk in. But you know, just a little fan in the bathroom is all it takes. Just after someone showers, just get that hot air out, let the cool air in, and you're going to have less mold in your bathtubs. And you know, a lot of houses have had a little leak underneath the sink. Well, that's okay. You fix it, but then you have a little black area, and that's the mold that accumulates. And if you let that go up after a period of time, it's going to spread, because mold will grow an inch every 24 hours. So, so in areas where there's confinement, you're going to have more mold growth.
Wow, that's huge, man. That's huge. Those are beautiful nuggets of knowledge right there.
So, yeah, the book is available on Amazon, and it's been out for about 3 months now. So I'm very passionate about you know, people just, you know, being an advocate for their own health. That's it. So, you want another tip? You want another tip?
Yeah, go. Tips for days.
Okay,
man.
this is my favorite thing, and that is we wake up in the morning, we're a little itchy, and we have sinuses. Well, the average mattress has 1 million dust mites in it. And we're not allergic to dust mites. We're allergic to the fecal matter of dust mites. So each dust mite releases 8 to 20 fecal particles a day. Dust mites don't live in carpet. They don't live in drapes. They live in your mattress. Why? Because they need warmth. They need food, or exfoliated skin that we shed while we sleep. And we release a couple of grams of bodily fluid. So they need the moisture, the food. And so what I suggest is, just if you're having itchy skin or a runny nose or a migraine, take the sheets off your mattress, run a vacuum over your mattress, and then take a little antibacterial spray and spray it about 6 inches. You just killed all the dust mites, and you'll have a fresh night's sleep.
Man.
Do it every 3 months, and you'll notice a big difference with if you're an allergy sufferer.
Wow, that's huge. That is absolutely
Hence
huge.
why allergists don't want to talk to me. Yes.
Makes complete sense. That's great, man. Well, tell us a little bit about your BNI chapter. Where are they located, and how can we come visit you guys?
Well, we're located on Zoom. But we're a new chapter, Alliance, and that was formed about maybe 2 months ago. So
Wow.
we're still inviting guests in, and we're meeting. I think we have about 19 members right now, but I get that ping on my cell phone from emails coming in every day with more and more guests being invited, and we're excited about what we've got going right now. We're going to build a really strong chapter. We've got some great bones in it right now.
Heck yeah, man. That is great. That is really, really cool. Do you guys have a Visitors Day or anything coming up soon?
Not that I know of. Boy, you hit me with that one. I'm very new to BNI, very new, and doing my best to make it to all the meetings, just doing the training right now. So I'm still the rookie in the group. There's some really good veterans that are leading the path, thank God.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But we've had a good influx of visitors, so we have to be on our best behavior when during the Zoom calls.
Yeah, sounds like it, man. That's great. We got some meeting details over here, and this is a great place to find. If you go to I do believe BNIHouston.com, you can hop on there. You can see every chapter, which is really great, and you can just look for yours, which is the Alliance. Is that right?
The Alliance, yes.
Yeah. Look for there. You can click on their name, and that'll give you a direct link straight to the Zoom call. You can get the invitation out there, and it'd be great. And come visit these guys, because it sounds like you guys are just having a lot of fun and building a really, really great organization out there. That's great.
We are. Now, I've visited a couple of BNI chapters in the past, and there were challenges of getting to the other side of town so early in the morning. So I'm kind of enjoying the Zoom calls. Those have been really convenient. Especially last week, I was on the Zoom call as I was driving in from Katy. So you can do the Zoom call anywhere. That's awesome. The advantage. So, but hopefully, we'll all be meeting, together and shaking hands and doing everything that we were doing in BC before COVID.
Mm-hmm. Of course, definitely. I think it's funny you mentioned the BC. I've mentioned that a couple times, and it's they're like, oh yeah, in 2019 BC, and they're like, hold on, what?
Yeah. No, it's taken on like a pre 9/11, post 9/11 era. Where we changed our thought process. I've reached 3 people's hands today, and I got a fist. I'm like, I just want to go back to normal. I'm not, I've been in a lot of COVID environments. I've not had COVID, maybe yet or maybe never, but it never scared me, and I'm happy to help these offices where they've had someone test positive, reset it and get it back to being healthy, so that people can be in their home and in their office, secure.
That is awesome, man. That is awesome. Well, you can't ask for something better than that, And I think that, honestly, the work that you're doing here has been so incredibly awesome and instrumental.
Yeah, more rewarding than when I was in banking. Far more rewarding. Especially when you're improving someone's health or their child's health. That's when it really becomes, it's a different mission.
Yeah.
Different mission in life.
100%. That's great. So does your company have a website that everybody can get in contact with you with? Or you mentioned that earlier, I think,
yes,
right?
Hygienitech Solutions, HYGIENITECH Solutions.com. It's a fairly new website. I'm proud to have finally put it together. COVID shut us all down for a long period of time, but those Friday and Saturday nights of not being able to go out, I was pretty productive, hence the book and the website and some other things that I finally caught up on. It was much... I can't say much needed. I can't. I have respect for people who've been sick.
Yes, of course.
But you got to take advantage of the downtime that you have in any regard.
Indeed, man. Absolutely. And I tell you what, I can't thank you enough for coming on the show, Ed. It's just all of the great knowledge you've shared with us, the cool tips. It's been absolutely amazing, man, and I've really enjoyed our time today.
Well, I appreciate it. I'm excited about BNI. I mean, I did my research. And I know there's a lot of work involved in that, and I thought I don't need another part-time job or full-time job with BNI. But it's been wonderful, very rewarding.
That is absolutely wonderful, man. That is absolutely wonderful. Well, there you have it, guys. That's Ed with Hygienitech Solutions.
Good job.
Oh, nice.
Good
I nailed it. And man, what an invaluable situation for you to be in right now with everything going on with it, the germs and the everything. It's just, I can't even just say how important all of this information is that you're sharing with the world. Made an awesome book. It's really, really, really great, man. So I tell you what, viewers, you guys just got a treat with Ed over here. stay tuned. We're going to have some more amazing visitors coming up. Thank you so much, guys. Going to
COVID-19 transformed the way we do business. Now more than ever, fast lead generation and customer retention will determine if a business survives or not. The NowMedia video business card is designed to be sent using your smartphone. It's the next generation business card that will open the door for you while keeping social distancing. The NowMedia video business card is affordable for anyone from startups to multinational companies and is already being used by hundreds of businesses. Stay open, stay in business. Call us today.
My name is Brooks Boyd, and I'm the owner of Senior Savings Organization, a Medicare insurance agency. Medicare is confusing, it is not a one-size-fits-all plan, and I help folks navigate the maze. My main job is to educate so you pick the approach that feels right and make sure you avoid costly Medicare mistakes. I will help with transitioning from group health to Medicare with a personalized report to see if it makes sense to either stay on your current insurance or to consider enrolling into Medicare with either a supplement or a Medicare Advantage plan. And I'll explain the difference between the two and the pros and cons of each. If you need help with Social Security planning, I can show you how to maximize your benefits with a free Social Security maximization report to make sure that you are confident that you will get the most out of your Social Security benefits. I am an independent broker. This is a no-cost consultation, and you will never pay a fee with me.
COVID-19 transformed the way we do business. Now more than ever, fast lead generation and customer retention will determine if a business survives or not. The NowMedia video business card is designed to be sent using your smartphone. It's the next generation business card that will open the door for you while keeping social distancing. The NowMedia video business card is affordable for anyone from startups to multinational companies and is already being used by hundreds of businesses. Stay open, stay in business. Call us today.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. Thanks for hanging out, doing the thing. We have an amazing treat for you guys. Honestly, I mean, last visitor was super rad. This visitor is just super rad in a different manner because chiropractic, man, so cool. Man, I tell you what, so Shay Stark,
Yes.
man, tell us about yourself. This is great.
Oh, well, originally from Houston. I've moved away quite a few times, so this is my third time back living in Houston, and I think I'm stuck here now. But I opened my practice, Stark Chiropractic and Sports, in July of last year.
Mm-hmm.
People ask me, how are you going to start a business in the middle of COVID? And I always tell them, well, I started planning it long before COVID happened.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time it came to start things up, it was too late to turn back.
Yeah.
And COVID was still around. So I've just been trucking through and trying to keep everything going during the pandemic. So,
Man,
yeah.
that is awesome, man.
It's a
That is
good
really
thing we're
awesome.
considered essential. So I've never had to close down.
Right?
Yeah.
I can only imagine, like, all those individuals are like, I've been hunched at my desk, like, all day long, and
Yes.
and you're like, let me, you know.
Exactly. Because so many people have been working from home and weren't really prepared for it. So their workspaces are sofas and dining room tables and, you know, wherever they can manage to make it happen in a bed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People don't want to get out of bed. So they're just, you know, lounging in their bed on Zoom. So all of that stuff causes postural issues, you know, over time. And now that we're a year into it, it's, you know, couldn't be any worse at this point. So,
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Man, that's nuts. That is
Yes.
absolutely nuts.
Yes.
So at your clinic, is it just you, or do you
it
have
is
others?
just me.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm kind of a one-man show right now. And hopefully at some point, if I get busy enough, please BNI. If I get busy enough, then I'll definitely add on some staff. And my goal is, you know, within the first 5 years to have an associate chiropractor there with me to kind of help take the load off a little bit. So.
Man, that is awesome.
Yeah.
Man, And I could go for days with chiropractors. You guys are so much fun, honestly. one of my best friends is a chiropractor as well.
Awesome.
And so it's just like, man, there's so much. Like for all you viewers here, like, God, the world of chiropractic is just like, this is bananas. There's so much to know,
Yes,
honestly.
Absolutely.
What are some really good tips for individuals just to help while they're working from COVID?
Yeah, absolutely. So postural exercises are always really important. And they're really not that difficult to do and to start incorporate into your daily life. So one of the things that I pretty much have all of my patients do is get into a doorway 2 to 3 times a day and just kind of brace your arm up against the door frame and rotate away and stretch that anterior chest a little bit. Because as we sit for extended periods of time, I like to call it, we become turtles. Right?
Yeah,
We
right.
kind
I
of
just did
hunch
it a minute
forward,
ago,
right? We hunch forward, that head juts forward, the shoulders round, and it causes something called upper cross syndrome. So the muscles in your back and in your anterior neck become really stretched out and weak, and then the muscles in your chest and the back of your head become very tight. And so to get into that doorway and stretch out the chest is going to help open up that chest a little bit, bring those shoulders back and down, restore a good postural position. The other one that I would say is to do chin retractions. It's not very flattering. It kind of gives everybody a double chin, but that's okay. As you're doing the chin retractions, you want to sit up nice and tall, and all you're doing is just tucking your chin. So you don't want to drop it. Yeah, exactly. You're doing it just right. Is you just kind of want to bring that chin backwards, and it creates a little double chin, but that's okay. But what that does is it strengthens the deep neck flexors in your neck and allows your head to stay upright versus dropping forward.
Wow.
Yeah. So those two are really good and really easy. You don't need any equipment. Usually I recommend 3 sets of 10. So when you're stretching the anterior chest, hold for 10 seconds, and then you can change the angle of your arm and it'll stretch different attachments of the pectoralis muscle, and do it on both sides. And then with the chin retractions, just do 10 and repeat that until you've done 3 sets. So it's super easy, super quick. You should be in and out of that in a couple minutes.
Wow, that is
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
That is so cool. So jazzed out. I just got a stand-up desk for my office.
Wonderful.
I'm jazzed out about it, right?
Yes.
And so I'm like, oh, the posture. It's amazing.
Yes.
So is that something you'd recommend for individuals as well?
Yeah, a standing desk work really well. It's never a blanket statement of yes, get this or no,
Yes.
don't get this, because everybody's a little bit different. Yeah. So, people who have pain with standing, there's a lot of people with lower back pain that have a hard time standing for extended periods of time. People could be like myself and have really awful knees, and that's really hard to stand for extended periods of time. But to get the desks that kind of move back and forth are usually a good option for people, because they can stand for 30 minutes and then sit for 30 minutes and then kind of go back and forth. But the number one thing I would say when it comes to a workstation setup is just to make sure it's ergonomically correct for you as the user of the workstation, right? So you want to make sure that your computer monitors are at eye level, right? You don't want them to be up too high or down too low, because then it puts your neck in an abnormal posture for extended periods of time. The pads for the keyboards and the mouse, those are always really good for proper ergonomics of the wrists, to avoid complications like carpal tunnel and things like that. And then making sure that your desk chair, this is probably the most important part, is adjustable so that you can lift it up or put it down so that your knees are bent at 90 degrees, your feet are flat on the floor. Armrests are usually good for people as well, because then they're not resting their hands on their desks, which can cause some nerve entrapments in the elbow. There's so many things to consider, but those are just really quick, really easy tips, and you just want to make sure that you're feeling comfortable.
That is awesome, man.
Yeah.
Man, beautiful nuggets of knowledge over here, man. Just
There's so
nuggets
many.
for days.
Yes.
Nuggets for days. That's so awesome. So, I guess if So, I mean, outside of the posture advice and everything, what would when would somebody know, like, man, I should really just go see a chiropractor for X, Y, or Z? Like, when do you think a good moment for that would happen?
Oh, that's kind of a trick question, because every chiropractor is going to say always.
Yeah, no, of course, I was just thinking, yeah.
Because, and I say this in my little commercials during BNI meetings, is a good referral for me is everybody.
Yeah.
Because everybody has a spine, and everybody's nervous system is encased in the spine, from the brain to the spinal cord. And that's kind of what we deal with. And most of the changes we make are on a neurological level, because if we can affect the amount of pressure that's being put on nerves as they exit the spinal cord through your spine, or on the spinal cord itself, it's going to mitigate that pain. Now, of course, we also do a lot of soft tissue work and muscle work and things like that, but the adjustment is the cornerstone to what we do. So everybody could use an adjustment, whether you have pain or not. Actually, I saw Juan in my office yesterday, and I gave him a little nugget that he loved, was pain is the last manifestation of dysfunction. And that's what people don't usually realize. If you're in pain, your body has been dysfunctional far longer than you know. And if the goal for chiropractors is to keep you functional and to keep your spine aligned appropriately so that pain doesn't happen. If we can fix that dysfunction early enough to where we never get to the pain level, then that's obviously the best option. And so everybody could use an adjustment, honestly. My maintenance patients are about once a month, once every 6 weeks. Everybody's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Those who do manual labor jobs, tradesmen, construction workers, landscapers, things like that. They probably need it a little bit more frequently just because of the nature of their job. But people who are more, desk jockeys, once a month is usually the optimal level for most people.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So you would say, like, the bone would move and then the muscle would move, or the muscle would move and then the bone would move?
It's the muscle and the bone. So bones don't move on their own, right? So the muscles and the ligaments are what cause the bones to move. It's those attachments. And so getting an adjustment is always wonderful. Essentially, I always kind of explain it to my patients like this. What the adjustment is doing is it's causing a quick stretch reflex to those muscles that attach to the spine, and it's causing them to go to sleep, right? And it allows your spine to stay aligned the way we want it to. Well, over 24 to 48 hours, those muscles wake up and realize they were tricked, and they start pulling your spine back to the dysfunctional position that they're used to having it in. And that's why consistency with chiropractic care is so important. Because we need to retrain those soft tissues to keep that spine aligned appropriately and to hold that alignment so that it is functioning properly. I'm not one of those chiropractors who will tell you need to come in 3 times a week for the rest of your life, or even 3 times a week for an extended period of time. I rarely see people 3 times a week, honestly, unless they were in a significant car accident. But most of the time, if I'm seeing you twice a week for 4 weeks, we're going to get you pretty set by the end of that time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Man. Wow, that's nuts. So your BNI chapter.
Yes.
I hear it's quite new. Is that right?
It is very new. It's a BNI Katie Business Elite, and we are still in training, honestly. I think we are in week 4 of training, and our grand opening for our chapter is April 13th. So if any of you are out there and you're looking if you're looking for a BNI chapter, definitely give us a look.
Definitely.
So, yeah.
Man, that is so exciting. It's so exciting. And I can relate because my chapter is very new as well.
Okay.
BNI Fort City, actually.
Okay.
So I think it was... the time just blurs with the whole COVID stuff.
Absolutely.
I'm pretty sure it was around August-ish.
Okay.
Give or take. It's probably before. Some of my BNI members are probably listening and they're like, Nick, it was before that.
Yeah.
But it was just bananas. It's a trip getting everything started and get everything moving and grooving, get everybody set on their MSPs, their educational stuffs and everything. And man, it is a lot of work, and I'm just so jazzed out that you guys are doing it and putting the effort in to make this phenomenal chapter? Because it sounds like you guys are going to have a lot of fun.
I really hope so. I mean, we have a really good core group of people right now, and I know we have a lot of spaces that we could fill with our contact spheres. So, you know, especially in the medical sphere or the health and wellness sphere. So definitely looking forward to growing that for sure.
That's cool. So, I mean, not to put you on the spot or anything like that, but in that contact sphere, you might want to tell the viewers, like, if you know somebody that is blah, 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 blah.
Absolutely. Blah. So, to be selfish in my contact sphere, if you know anybody, physical therapist, massage therapist, personal injury attorney, what else could I use? Usually a lot of times, primary care physicians are great opportunities for us as well. But really anything in that health and wellness movement, nutritionists are fantastic, acupuncturists are amazing. That kind of avenue is really what I'm hoping to kind of close as far as my contact sphere, so we can just refer back and forth, because then it makes it really easy.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I picked on the acupuncture rather. So that'd be pretty cool. So if you're pairing chiropractic care with acupuncture, like, how does that work?
Oh, well, acupuncture, and forgive me if I give you incorrect information, because I am not trained in acupuncture, but my understanding of it is that it really does affect the energy flows of your body, right? Because it's traditional Chinese medicine. So the way that they place the needles are through meridians or energy lines to adjust the chi or the energy of the body. And so I know, you know, acupuncturists who work on all kinds of things, mostly systemic issues, you know, smoking cessation, weight loss, sleep disturbances, things like that, that aren't necessarily one specific cause, like neuromusculoskeletal, like what I would deal with as a chiropractor. And so when people come into my office, they typically have more than one goal. And so if I can refer them out to other specialists to achieve all of their goals, then it's just going to make their experience that much better.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Absolutely.
And so, full disclosure, guys, I geek out around chiropractic. If you hadn't noticed, I'm a biomechanicist as well by trade.
Awesome.
Even though I do health insurance now.
Right, okay.
In one of my former lives, I was doing biomechanics. And so it's super cool, the amount of just work that goes in to keep your skeleton straight.
Oh my gosh, so much. And a lot of it has, and I always try to explain this to people. I'm like, the adjustment is only one part of it, right? Yeah. Because if I'm seeing you twice a week at the beginning, I'm only seeing you for maybe an hour a week. Yeah. The rest of the time you're outside of my office. So it's really important to do, you know, the proper stretches, the proper therapeutic exercise to help support and extend the life of your adjustment when you're outside of the office. So it really is a complicated thing, especially for people who are active. You know, my athletes, my weekend warriors, my CrossFitters, you know, my weightlifters, those types of things, because they're putting so much stress and strain into their body on a daily basis that it's really important to make sure that they're also recovering appropriately. 100%. A lot of people don't realize recovery is part of your training process. Yeah. And so, you know, there is a potential for overtraining or under recovery. And we always want to make sure that that's part of it, and the education of it is huge.
100%. Yeah. That is so cool. Shay, I can't thank you enough for coming on the show, just sharing these wonderful, cool nuggets with us, man.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, man. And viewers, thank you so much for hanging around and sticking around for all these wonderful, wonderful things we're talking about. Shay, what's the best way for people to get in contact with you?
Absolutely. So you can give my office a call, and that number is 281-836-5908. Or you can book an appointment with me online on my website, which is www.starkchiroandsports.com.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Absolutely awesome, man.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it, right? Straight from the stores. We got it up on the screen there. And, man, what a journey this has been. What a journey this has been. And thank you.
Absolutely.
So much
thank you. On. This is great.
So cool, man. All right, guys. Well, viewers, thank you so much for watching the show, and we hope you'll stick around and tune in next time for the next BNI Now segment, man. Thanks a bunch, guys.
Hi, welcome to CEO Mondays with Jen. I'm Jen Gode, your host, and every Monday we meet here to reclaim our time, reclaim our energy, and maximize our profits and our impact in our businesses. Today, I have got amazing guests on the docket for you. Just wait and see, but first, remember, it's Monday. Today is an amazing day. Today is the day we decide that we are going to move powerfully forward and set ourselves for success. Today's CEO tip of the day, fuel your body. Listen, we all know the importance of nutrition. Yeah, Jen, I've heard it. But did you know that if you don't fuel your mental output, it negatively impacts your ability to make decisions, to have speed of implementation, and to truly move your business forward? Well, guess what? In case you didn't know, it does. So today's tip of the day is to really fuel your output. Think about your mental output, your caloric burn. If you ever notice that 3:00 p.m. slump, maybe you're on the blood sugar roller coaster. Think about your macros, but also your micros. So before you jump all of them over my case and say, I'm not gonna eat a green vegetable, that's cool. I'm not here to tell you what to do. However, if you never touch a fruit or veggie and you know that about yourself, I'm going to tell you that one of the best things you could do for your business is to go make sure that you have all your essential nutrients so that you can have the mental capacity to strategic think and really move your business forward. Check with your healthcare professional, get your blood work done, and make sure that you are meeting your needs so that you can fuel your body for success. So, today, I am here to introduce you to our first guest. She is amazing. We are bringing the entrepreneur and founder of Peacock Pest Prevention and Women in Pest Control to you live. Meet Lisa Botts. Hi, Lisa. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Jen. How are you today?
I am fantastic. So, first things first, I've never heard about Women in Pest Control. Is this a new gig?
It's relatively new. About 2 years ago, we decided to open a Facebook group to women only who are in the industry because there's so many Facebook groups for professionals in this industry, but they were all very male-centric. And a lot of women are afraid to ask questions in front of men because men tend to mansplain.
What?
Yeah, and it even happens online a lot worse because there's that keyboard warrior thing going on, and you feel like when you're not actually in front of somebody, it's a lot easier to say something negative.
Oh, are you talking about the keyboard gangster phenomenon?
Absolutely. So we opened this, my friend Bobby actually had the idea. She owns Bug Lady Pest Services in Austin, and she was like, why don't we start our own group? So we started our own group, and about a year later, we had probably about 600 women in it, and we made mention, hey, let's get together and have coffee somewhere, and that turned into the first annual Women in Pest Control Conference, which had 200 attendees, all women. All of our speakers were women, and all of our vendor reps were women. It's the first time that's ever happened in the industry.
Wow, look at you blazing trails. So tell me, what got you interested in pest prevention? Because, you know, when I think of pest control, I think that's maybe a male-dominated field.
It is very much a male-dominated field. I was a single mom, and I got laid off. And